The Bears started off last Monday in Knoxville against the number 18 team in the land. Came back with a win over LaGrange yesterday, a huge win over Lipscomb in the Atlantic Sun Southern Conference Challenge. Coach Ruder's team 2-0. Coach, 2-1. Excuse me. Hey, we'll be 3-0, Rick, if you want to be.
I'm more than
Yeah. Hey, first off, congratulations, man. Coach Jacobs is you know, obviously we're in the same profession, different sports. To win one's hard enough, but when you got that target on your back and you go back to back, man, that's a testament of a really good program. And I'm fortunate enough, you guys know that we're neighbors, and to see the way he goes about his business, also still a family man, takes care of his wife and kids. Like it's truly remarkable what you guys are doing. So man, that's fired up for you guys. I know we were locked in. You say you got that blood pressure going on Saturday, but really cool. But yeah, in terms of us, obviously we had a lot going on for the first week of the season. You know, 3 games on opening week. I don't think there's a lot of teams that have played 3 games yet. But we're fortunate to, I think, find out a little bit about our team. Went and saw, in my opinion, one of the best teams in the country. 18th ranked Tennessee Volunteers. Obviously, a really strong defensive team. And if you look at that game, I thought from an effort standpoint, from a demeanor standpoint, from a cultural standpoint, I thought our group was really good. Those, I think, probably doesn't help when you go play at Tennessee and you start 2 of 24 from 3. Sometimes those get out of hand, and I thought, give our guys credit. I thought we were right where we wanted to be, despite maybe being a little tight offensively in the first half. But, find a way to compete down the stretch and get it to, I think it was 11 or 12, 13-point game, and end up losing by 15 to a really quality opponent who went out the next couple nights and I think beat someone by 40 or 45. So come back, play LaGrange, a team that's, I think we're physically, no disrespect, I think we're physically a little bit superior to them and take care of business. But I thought yesterday, getting the first like opponent in our building, felt really good about the game. Thought Coach Jonathan Mitchell had the scout. Thought he did a tremendous job of preparing our guys. Thought we had a chance to run away, extend the lead a little bit early. From an offensive standpoint, I thought we were really, really good. Had 5 guys in double figures. And we had 3 double-doubles. 2 guys had double-doubles with rebounds and points, and another guy with rebounds and assists. But thought defensively had a couple things to clean up, but ultimately finding a way to beat a really good traditional program like Lipscomb by 15 points in your home building. Really good first week for us as a basketball program, and I think we've got a lot to build on. I think we've got a really high IQ, tough, emotionally stable group that has a chance to be really, really good long term. Obviously, we got to get some healthy bodies, but I think we've got a connected group that loves competing right now. So fired up to coach this group. Obviously, got a big week ahead. Going to go play at Winthrop. They're going to be a really good team. Capable of winning the Big South. Probably a top 3 team in that league, and we get another road test. So it'll be a good week of preparation for us, and we'll get getting fired up to go play those guys. So. Quick synopsis, but I guess I'll open that up for questions now.
Coach, I know a lot last season you talked about going 1-0, and in what ways do you guys feel like you went 1-0 last week? Obviously, you still won, but 1-0 overall.
Yeah, I mean that's the motto, right? You can only control today. Today we've got to have a great film session. We've got to break down yesterday. We've got to have a great recovery for some of these guys that are playing extended minutes, and we've got to find a way to move on from yesterday's win. So 1-0 is different every day. I thought Tennessee. I thought, you prepare June, July, August, September, October, and then you see a lot of teams on opening night that just have no clue. I thought we got beat by a better team at that particular moment, but I thought our guys took care of what we had preached for the previous 4 or 5 months, and that was being tough together and unselfish. And so that was our goalpost on that particular night. And so for us today, it's putting Lipscomb to bed. It's making sure we're cleaning up specifically transition defense and making sure we're showing why we were successful offensively. And then we'll move to Tuesday and we'll work on what we need to work on. All right, and that's kind of the way we approach it. Got to find a way to go 1-0 every single day.
And I think that's one thing that kind of stuck to me. Lipscomb was also a tournament team last year at Sun Champions. Getting a win against a tournament caliber team. You said a like-minded team, but a tournament caliber team I think almost has a little bit more weight to it. Do you see that as a coach?
Yeah, I think what Lipscomb actually does is they play similar to our league. They're really skilled offensively. They space the floor. They can put up points in a hurry. And so I think for us that was the first. Again we had some scrimmage games, but that was the first live game that really is similar to a SoCon level team, a SoCon like offense. And I thought our guys answered the bell.
And then you talked about it as well in the score sheet that 3 guys with double doubles chipping in on both ends of the floor. It seems like unselfishness seems to be the way that this team is playing. Are you seeing that as well?
Yeah, I mean, we had, 3 guys double-doubles. Brady had 14 points, 14 rebounds. I think Braca had 16 points and 12 assists. And I don't remember Armani's stat line. He double-doubles every time I feel like he plays. So, but it wasn't just those 3 guys. I thought Zaire Williams was unbelievable. I mean, if he's 5 of 7 from 3. Obviously, Quentin Perkins, you guys are starting to see why we were so excited about him in the non-conference. And then, guys, Tristan Gross and Kyle Cuff had great minutes off the bench. And that's what it takes to be a really good team. Yeah, we had 5 guys in double figures, but we also had really, really good role players come in and play their specific role.
And then with building your team going forward, are you planning on having, I know against Tennessee was 10, obviously against the Great Show, a lot more guys in the game. Are you planning on just keeping 8, 9 man rotation throughout the season, or is that still something you're trying to build and work on?
Yeah, it's early on. I think we're going to try to play the guys that give us the best opportunity to win the games. And I think in the non-conference, you're trying to figure out who your top 9, 10, 11 guys are. And, unfortunately, we had an injury or 2, so that kind of limits you in what you want to do. But, I think we're still in a growth process. We know we've got to win as many conference games as we can, and ultimately we've got to win 3 games in Nashville. So whatever we got to do to put our best product on the floor, playing our best at the end of the year, we're going to try to find a way to do that in the non-conference. And right now we got a couple guys that are clicking and feel like we're in a good spot. But man, this season's so long. We're 4 months away from the end of the season.
And then what's the best way that you would describe a Ryan Ritter offense?
Well, I think it's different. I mean, I think for this particular team, we have an elite point guard that can manage the game. He can get downhill. He can find other guys. He had 12 assists. So I think that if you just said, hey, describe a Ryan Ritter offense, it would be playing to the strengths of your team. We go 9 of 20 from 3 because we got great quality looks. I think without Connor Servin this past Sunday, we're not as good offensive rebounding team, so we've got to maneuver the ball a little bit different. But I think if you looked at the best teams that I've had an opportunity to coach, we always played to our guys' strengths. And I think you're going to see that here the next month, the next 2 months, the next 3 months. And I think you're still going to see a team that likes to get up and down, but I think you're going to see a team that has great structure in the half court, that can get free throws, that can get open shots for their shooters, and everyone knows their specific role on that side of the ball.
Yeah, I'd say it's probably pretty hard to play 10-man 4 months from now. It gets a little trickier later in the season.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well, no, it does, and everyone has their different philosophies, and do bodies wear out, and I think there's a lot of different ways to figure out how to win games. For us, I think it's the most 7, 8, 9, and it could be 10 of the most connected dudes that find a way to represent here. Mercer the best, and whoever's playing the best at that particular point. We don't have it set up. We don't go and say, hey, we're going to play 7 guys. Hey, we're going to play 11 guys. Kind of organically. You'll know January, February, March. You'll know who the guys clicking and what gives us the best chance to produce the best outcome.
There was a lot of exciting games this weekend. I'm sure you probably caught one of them, maybe. What excites you the most about on both sides of the floor from your guys going into this year? 3 games in. Yeah,
just growth. I mean, I think if you ask Brady right now, I think he's having a blast. We got guys that are connected, man. We got selfless guys. We got guys with no ego, and they're staying true to that. And obviously, it's early. There's been no adversity. You lose at Tennessee, but let's be honest. What's the expectation to go there? Expectation is to go and produce at the highest level you can, and I think we did that for the majority of the game. Ultimately, the score wasn't the favor we wanted, but I think these dudes are fun, man. I think they're having a blast with each other. I think that's the biggest thing is where can this thing go? It's so early. I think we're off to a good start, but there's definitely going to be ebbs and flows of the season. There's going to be a downward spiral at some point when you play 31 games, and I think this group is led by the right people to corral that thing and have us playing our best towards the end of the year.
What was that like coaching with the 22,000 people in the volunteer crowd? What was that like? There was a lot of orange, I'm sure. But
Yeah, it was a lot of orange.
What was that like?
Man, it really is a cool experience, for a lot of our guys, getting the opportunity to play in front of 20,000 people on opening night. It's a really cool experience. We talked about it as a staff, man, the first couple of possessions are so important because I've been in some of those environments, a couple years back when Chris Peter was at Texas Tech, and all of a sudden they get a dunk, they get a 3, and all of a sudden it's 7-0, and you can just feel the place shaking, and everyone gets a little tight. So when they didn't score the first bucket, and then we did, man, it kind of lift the lid off. Everyone can actually go and play basketball instead of being real tight. So I think the overall experience, man, Tennessee does a great job. Football, basketball, baseball, you name it, they're going to have a great game day experience, and that was man, it was fun for our guys, and we competed well enough to actually enjoy the moment, not just trying to get out of there.
Yeah, I understand that being tight in that crowd. the next 3 of the 4 on the road. So what do you want to see both from you guys on and off the floor with this 3-game road trip?
Well, I think the first thing is got to take care of practice today. Got to focus on what we're asking you to focus on. And road games are tough to win. I don't care who you're playing. I don't care where it's at, what level. Road games are hard to win. And if you look at statistically, it doesn't matter if you're the better team, worst team. You go on the road analytically, you're losing about 10 points. And so we're going to go play a team, Winthrop, EKU, that I will be shocked if either of those guys finish outside the top 3 in their league. So we know we've got 2 really good mid-major teams on the road, and then obviously I think you said 3 out of 4. I hadn't even looked that far, honestly. So we're going to go out. We're going to focus on trying to get our first road win of the year. Something we haven't done yet. How do we do it? It's going to be a heck of a challenge because you're playing someone that's going to compete for a championship. But I know our dudes are going to be locked in. We're going to have a great scout, and we're going to feel really confident going into next Saturday.
But you talked about how you guys did have some scrimmages ahead of time, but what did you kind of learn about this team through those first few live matchups for you guys?
I think they play with a chip. I think they're tough. I think they like confrontation. I think they play mean, which is good. That fits me as a coach. And we kind of talk about it a little bit. We play a little bit of bully ball, and with respect and to the rules, we're not going to do anything dirty. We're going to be legal, but we're physically combative. But I think more so we're mentally combative, and sometimes those are hard to mesh. When you're that physical, sometimes you have some emotionally loose guys, and I think we've got a collection of guys that can, for the course of the next 4 or 5 months, can physically and emotionally battle with anybody left on our schedule.
All right, anything else for Coach Ritter? Okay, thanks, Coach. All right, we're going to bring Brady Shoulders up, sophomore from Eddyville, Kentucky. If ever you want to watch a guy play the game the way it's supposed to be played, this is your guy. There's an old saying, fighting for a 50-50 ball. There's no such thing with Brady. It's 90-10 his ball when it's loose. Brady, come up, share with us how you think the season's going.
I think it's going pretty well. Y'all had mentioned this group being so unselfish, and I think it's just a testament to this coaching staff for really putting a piece that really, these 14 guys on this roster just really wants to win, and I think it's turning Mercer around, and it's really turning into the right direction. Give credit to Ryan Ritter for finding the right guys that want to win. Obviously, his practice are really combative, and that's how we're going to play. Like, you come play us, you're gonna feel it the next day, whether you like it or not. And I really think that really showed yesterday. Our physicality really, I think, won the game for us. So.
Brady, you were named the captain of this team as a sophomore in the era of a lot of guys transferring, going to the portal, things like that. You chose to stay here and you named the captain. What does that mean to you as a player and as you keep growing your skills?
It means a lot. Obviously, it says a lot about this coaching staff. I wanted to stay with them. Obviously, I could have left, probably not for a better program, to be closer to home or play for somebody else. But obviously, I just want to stay here, and I think the program's heading in the right direction. I think the upside for this group is really bright, and hopefully on March 9th or whenever the SoCon Championship is, we're playing in it.
And then Rick talked about, the 90-10 ball whenever you're going to get it. Yesterday's game, you had 14 points, 14 rebounds. It seems like you're going after everything. Just how do you feel like your game has changed from last year to this year? Are you seeing something different on the court? Are you doing something different in practice, or is it just you the same guy every day?
Right, I think it's just going back to being the same guy every day. I mean, if you're the same guy every day, it's not hard to go out there and execute. You know what you're good at, and you really find the pieces that go around you. You really play well off the people that just the other 4 that's out there on the court with you. I mean, you can throw any 4 dudes out there with me. I'm just going to want to win. And it's really, obviously, you can throw any 14 guys on that roster out there, and they're going to want to do the same thing. So I'm lucky to play alongside those guys.
You've had a pretty awesome opportunity so far. You got to play for full stadiums, obviously, fall in Chicago, Columbia, South Carolina, Knoxville, Tennessee. Is there somewhere that you want to play? Obviously, being from Kentucky, would you want to get to Rupp at some point?
Yeah, for sure. But I think Cameron Indoor would be a really cool one to play in. Obviously, going back to Rupp would be cool, but I played in there. So Louisville or somewhere, Duke, something like that, with a cool atmosphere, with the fans on top of you, would really be. Obviously, when the lights come on, you really find out who wants to win, who doesn't. So.
And then with this group this year, what are you seeing from your guys who's really standing out to you and just you're just really excited to play with? You talk about putting 4 guys out with you, but who are some guys that you're like, wow, this is special. This is a special guy. It's going to be special.
Brock and Armani probably. Obviously, Brock is probably the best point guard I've ever laid my eyes on personally. Obviously, he can control a game at an unbelievably level. He can dish it to whoever makes the right decision. And then Armani, I mean, I don't know a big in the country that can guard him right now. He's playing at a high level, and I think he's going to continue to do that for the next 31 games. It's really, really special to watch him in practice every day. Obviously, he missed out on his last 3 seasons, so I'm sure he's really excited to be able to play, and it's just really cool to be able to see him
bully ball. How do you guys, as a team, how do you put that all together on the floor? It's one thing to do it in practice. It's one thing to say, let's be physical. How do you do that on the floor without trying to just go after a guy and act or try and pound him with the line?
I think it's something we take pride in. Obviously, we do it every day in practice. So, I mean, we really take pride in going out there, calling our strength and conditioning coaches ran a really good job of getting us physically and mentally ready for, obviously, games like that. Obviously, Lipscomb wasn't near as combative as we are, and it really stick out.
We talked about the 9 to 10 ball before, double rebounds. You got 11 steals, too. Talk about how you get so many steals, too. Is that part of the bully ball?
Kind of, it's just obviously trusting him, letting me be pretty much for whatever I want to do on defense. Obviously, not going outside the scouting report, but just really reading the offense and then to tell where they're going to. I mean, coaching staff's really unbelievable job with our scout, and we really going up to Tennessee. I mean, we did the scout for 5 days, so it's hard not to know where the pass is going to go. So it's just kind of reading the defense and going off that, or reading the offense and going off that.
When you said Cameron Indoor would be one of your favorites, I mean, playing at Thompson Bowling, what was that like? I mean, were you tight, or were you just like ready to go? How do you handle all that?
No, I don't think I was tight at all. I mean, obviously, 18,000 is pretty cool to go out there and play in front of that. Not many kids get to do that, but I mean, we have nothing to lose. You go out there and play what you can. I mean, whatever the outcome is, you have to deal with it. But I think our team really lived up to what we were going out there and doing. We didn't really show what we were made of.
Well, obviously, chemistry off the court helps on the court. So with this going on the road, what do you guys like to do when you're not playing?
They're a big video game group. I'm not a big video game, but that's all they're doing. They go in the locker room and talk about playing 2K and stuff like that, and who's the best on the team. So it's really cool to see that they're bonding like that. So it's pretty neat.
Are you playing my career in 2K, or you just don't?
I'm not a big video game guy.
Okay, anything else for Brady? Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All right, just a reminder tonight, Mercer Women are at home against Gardner-Webb, 7 o'clock tilt. Homecoming. These guys are going on the road. Homecoming, of course, activities all day long, Ford concert series, etc. Weather's going to be great. Hope to see everybody here Saturday for the football game, and we'll be back here next week for our next news conference. Thanks so much for coming.